about how to express decimal numbers in words. So let me explain you with an example over here. So let us consider this decimal number and express this in words. So this can be expressed as 4.1. Now let us consider one more decimal number over here. Now let us express this decimal number in words. This can be expressed as 12.05. Now while expressing these decimal numbers, you need to always remember that the decimal part must be expressed separately. That is, each digits must be expressed separately and not by expressing together. So now let us consider one more decimal number and try to express it in words. So here we can express this is as 8.105. That is, the decimal part is always expressed separately, not as 8.105, but the right way of expressing it is 8.105. Now let us consider a few more examples and try to express the decimal numbers in words. Now here we have four decimal numbers, that is 0.4, 2.15, 0.059 and 75.205. Now here in the first example, where we have no whole number part, hence we can write down 0 in the place of whole number part over here, and in the third example also we can write down 0 before the decimal point. Now here in the first example we have one decimal place, in the second we have two decimal places, and third and fourth have three decimal places over here. Now let us express them in words. Coming over to the first example, this can be expressed as 0.4, and now coming over to the second example, this can be expressed as 2.15. that is, decimal part always must be expressed separately. Coming over to third example, this can be expressed as 0.059. So similarly, let us consider the fourth example. This can be expressed as 75.205. You cannot express this as 75.205, but the right way of expressing this is 75.205. that is, decimal part must always be expressed separately. So this was basic introduction on how to express decimal numbers in words. Hope you like the presentation. Do like it.
Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, I'm going to cover how to convert decimals to fractions. And at the top of your screen, there's a very important note that we need to keep in mind as we convert the 6 decimals on your screen over to fractions, and then whatever other problems you may have where you need to do decimals to fractions. And it says, think, what place does the decimal end? And you'll see exactly what I mean as we go through these examples. So let's jump right into number 1, where we have 4/10. Now that decimal ends in the tenths place. So that's going to be the denominator for our fraction. Again, wherever the decimal ends, that's going to be your denominator. So 4/10, then we take a look at what number is behind the decimal, and we have a 4. So that's our numerator. So 4/10 as a decimal, 4/10 as a fraction. They are equivalent, they hold the same value. One's a decimal, one's a fraction though. Number 2 is similar to number 1, but not the same value. It's going to have a different denominator, because again, what place does that decimal end? And it ends in the hundredths now, because we have that placeholder 0 that pushes the 4 to the hundredths. So our denominator is 100. Our numerator is still 4 though, just like number 1, because we only have a 4 to the right of the decimal. So 4 hundredths as a fraction. Number 3, what place does our decimal end or go to? And it goes to the thousandths. That 3 is where it ends. So 1000 is our denominator. Now the number to the right of the decimal is 603. So we have 603 thousandths. Number 4, we are going to have a mixed numbers, so a whole number and a fraction. So our whole number is going to be this 1. And then we have 88 hundredths. So the decimal ends in the hundredths place. So we have 100 as the denominator. And the number to the right of the decimal is 88. So 1 and 88 hundredths. Number 5, we end in the thousandths. That's where the 2 sits there. So the decimal ends in the thousandths. So our denominator is 1000. And the number to the right of the decimal is just a 2. So we have 2 thousandths. And then number 6, we have another mixed number here where we have a whole 9. The decimal portion ends in the tenths, so that's our denominator. And we have a numerator of 5, so 9 and 5 tenths. So there we have it. There's converting decimals to fractions. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.